Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D. This will be my video for what's coming in 2023 predictions. There's a lot to go through only because there's a lot happening around the world at the end of this year, 2022. So I may have to do like parts like I did last year and sort of check up and see how I'm going with different countries and going in around the world as well. So I actually wanted to film this video outside. I have a balcony where I'm staying, but it's actually very windy and cold, a little bit cooler. But I actually wanted to go out. We have a bit of a scenery, but every time I move the curtain back, I get dark. So anyway, plan B is just to have the curtain closed behind me. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this year, 2023, which is a universal year 7. So year 7s, when we're looking at personal year 7s, it's a year of rest. It's a very spiritual year, but it's also a year of rest too. So because there's been like, I guess, because we're going to year 6, that's more, it's family, but it's also like chaotic as well, like you're very busy. And it has been a very busy year that I feel. Okay, so what's the planets doing in 2023? There's a lot going on with the planets. We've got planets moving signs, which is exciting. We've got eclipses as usual happening. So basically in the beginning, in January, you've got Mars going direct on the 12th. And then you've got on the 18th, Mercury going direct straight off. We will have the other usual Mercury retrogrades going in 2023, to go more in my weekly videos that I do. So March the 8th is going to be, okay, March the 8th/9th, depending where you are around the world. You got Saturn, which is going to go into Pisces. So this is like, I'm an Aquarian, so I'm like, thank God Saturn's moving out of Aquarius. So with Saturn and Aquarius, as you see in my other videos that I've done, I've spoken about how it has in Aquarius caused a bit of chaos with our freedoms, humanitarian issues. We've had also issues with technology. So having Pisces coming in, so Saturn going into Pisces, this is going to bring about problems with, well, it will bring up problems with the media. So you probably find that people will turn more to media that's more independent. So there'll probably, it could even be media gets scrutinized, or so all the misinformation that's been coming out may sort of turn against them over the next roughly 2.5 to 3 years. That takes Saturn to go through each sign. It's also going to bring problems with, we've got mental health issues is going to get worse probably. Also problems with drugs, alcohol, anything that's sort of like the delusion, like so mental health, probably more problems with. Even things when, you know, like now they, I guess in some certain countries you can smoke cannabis. So that's probably going to come up as problems with that too, because it's anything that's sort of delusion, but it's drugs. So even that thing that we always speak about in the arm that people were forced to get or had to get, some people did, probably going to bring up issues with that, coming up more issues with that. So there's going to be a lot of issues, especially when you've got Neptune in Pisces already there. Also like the woke community where how now everything's very, you know, you can't think the wrong way. You can't think certain things, or you're wrong. That's going to have problems with that. So it will no more be about having to really follow what everyone else thinks and be scrutinized. It's going to create havoc with all these sort of Piscean issues around the world that's coming up. Also in March 23rd and 24th, Pluto. This is a big one. Pluto makes its way into Aquarius. So it makes its way in there, and then it actually goes back in June. We'll go back into Capricorn, and then 2023 will go back into Aquarius, where it will stay around approximately 15-20 years. So during this time, I have gone back to when Pluto was last in Aquarius, so we're going to get a taster of this. And I do hear people say that I guess certain people in the world use astrology to get what they want, and that's what's been happening over the last couple of years. I don't know. Don't know if I believe that's true or not, because if they did, then they would know what's coming up, and then they probably wouldn't want to poke people, because with Pluto going to Aquarius, it's civil unrest basically. We've got civil war happening, so in America, like tensions really gathering up for that. The Boston Tea Party happened. We got a lot of discoveries, because Aquarians are sort of ahead of their time, and they are they're always thinking ahead. So they are looking like, and there could be new discoveries made in Aquarius. With Pluto in Aquarius, new discoveries. So back then there was discovering land. So new discovery is going to take place. There was rebellion. We've got the French Revolution happening. We've got there was wars also happening then too. There was an outbreak of yellow fever that I saw when I looked it up. The main things that I could see. So Pluto coming into Aquarius, the taster, could be a lot of civil unrest. People, if they don't like what they hear, they can revert. It's going to be good. People are going to want the independence. People are going to want not to be bossed around anymore, being in Aquarius. So there could be a big change in our technologies, especially when it moves permanently into Aquarius too. So what we are doing now, whether sort of going ahead now, could definitely be changing when Pluto goes into Aquarius, with the whole climate change and things like that. New discoveries are going to be made. So we've also got April. There's a solar eclipse in Aries. We got May. We've got a lunar eclipse in May, which is in Scorpio. May too, Jupiter is going to change signs. So in May, around 17th of May, 18th, Jupiter goes into Taurus. So Jupiter will go through Aries. So the first half of the year, it will conjunct Chiron. So it will be luck with any sort of pain and issues, I guess, around the world. But also going into Taurus, it's going to be luck with money. So this is where I guess we could see, I feel like they may introduce or do more, putting forward the digital currency. Might be more coming in with this. We've got more about the luck with the environment too, as well. So Taurus is our surroundings, it's the environment, it covers finances, it's like sort of the earthly plane. It's also like luxuries too. It can be like sometimes Taurus like to be comfortable, like to eat good food, they like to be comfortable. So this could be a good year for any of those sort of things. You'll find there's improvements with that, or good things happening. So there could be, things could recover a little bit. Then we've got June, going back into Capricorn. We've got more eclipses in October. And July, also in July 22nd to September, we have a Venus retrograde in Leo this year. So in Leos like to party, they like to celebrate. They are ruled by the sun. Having Venus going retrograde in Leo, this can wind back sort of fun things, or even it could even be the luxuries. There could even be like a downfall with anything that's going to be causing you like luxury things or going out to party. So there could be things not going quite right with that, or even like egos. Probably good not to have too much of an ego boost. Of course, so wouldn't be a good time to possibly gamble. Gamble as well. I always find gamble's a Leo thing, gambling. But I also feel like it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'll talk more about that in my weekly videos. Also, a big thing, we have the nodes. So nodes are going to be changing signs. So we've got the nodes going into Aries and Librans. So with the North Node going to Aries, it is going to be about, we're looking towards leadership. We want guidance, we want proper leaders. Which is going to be interesting while we've got Chiron still in Aries. because Chiron, as I said before, Chiron in Aries, I feel like that's why there's been an issue with leadership for a long time. People just aren't happy with their leaders because Chiron's causing that pain with leaders. So having a note there, we're looking for more leadership. And in your own life, you're looking at where you want to head forward, where you want to go forward too. And we're moving away, so with Libra, we're moving away, I guess. Libra's about balance. It's about relationships too. So there could be a shift about how we see and view relationships over the next 18 months. So that's what we have with the planets. We're still going to have Uranus in Taurus, so we're still going to have those unexpected things happening around financial systems. As I said, it could improve with Jupiter coming in there. We've also got the Chiron in Aries still. We've still got the Neptune in Pluto, which is getting stronger as it moves through, and that's going to come out by 2025. That's coming out of there. And then I've covered everything. That's all good. That's all done. Okay. So let's see what's happening in 2023. Okay, when I was sitting down and trying to write, there's a lot that I could have kept on going, but I was like, oh, let's just wait and see what happens. Okay, what we've got here. I've got war continuing. No side will win. I don't know what that means. I know I've been predicting for 2022 about the World War. I feel like we're kind of already coming into it though, because I feel like the countries are, it's like I'm seeing a chessboard and all the countries are putting their places around and putting that what's going to happen. So that's what I feel like they're already setting up for something. Something's been setting up here for 2022. And 2023, we could be tilting more towards that. But the first thing I was getting was like war continuing and no side will win. I felt like there was with China and America, that there was a battle beginning, a blame game with China and America. I feel like that could have even been the beginning of the year, but I've got China. I feel like they're going to move forward into Taiwan. It's like they're going to set their intentions, but they could even move forward to look at invading Taiwan. I feel like they're going to get closer in there. And then we've also got here that volcano in Hawaii. I've got April. So I've got people might need to evacuate. So that volcano that's been going off in Hawaii, I feel like it's going to get worse, and I feel like by April people might need to evacuate. I got here. I feel like I still get like Biden's ratings may go down, and there's going to be talk of him stepping down or some discussions or talks. I still don't see him. I mean, he may make it to 2024, but it couldn't just be one more year. I don't know. It's like this man, I don't know, he's like a shell of a man that I see of him, but I just feel like his ratings are probably already low. In America, I don't know for sure, but I was just getting the polling, it's down lower, and it's like there was talk about him stepping down. I was going to Bill Gates being exposed under the fire, but when I look at his chart, he does have Jupiter in his 10th house this year. But I feel like maybe that's 2024. Sometimes we get these predictions, we try to focus on the year 2023. It can happen other years. So I've got here, we've got more news. I got people will divide, like there'll be a divided people, and it's like either you're on the right side or wrong side. And it's like, I feel like the world it's a very unstable world that we're coming into 2023, and it's still unstable. For some reason I know that Epstein, that he's dead, but I feel like we're getting more news on him, so I don't know if something's going to resurface, they're going to bring up something. It's just, I don't know, I've just got like more news on that Epstein guy. I am getting that we're going to start back to basics. I was getting like the luxury brands, like when you look at Chanel, like Gucci, all those kind of brands, they're those things for me like fire signs, because you look at like people like Aries or even a Leo, they want their brand names. And I feel like they may lose money, or people won't be able to afford those things anymore. There could be an aspect of them like losing some finances with that. And then I was getting the extreme weather again. So I feel like when we're looking at Europe, New York, New Jersey, extreme cold, I just feel like it's going to get these extreme weather conditions that we're having around the world are not going to stop. They're going to continue. In England, I know you had that heat wave, and I feel like you're going to have another heat wave again this one. I also feel like perhaps that the Prime Minister you got there, he may have to stand down as well. I feel like there's like a boundary being crossed, and he can't cross the line, or he may have to step down, or he's trying to get things pushed through and he can't. And again, that could even be 2020, so much 24, not 23, but there's something about him. Uprising of the little people, and this could be when the Pluto comes into Aquarius. I've got here, countries have said that. Yeah, I feel like the Russia and Ukraine, the war there, I feel like it's going to spread. So I feel like we're going to different countries. It may spread into bigger countries. And I was like, Belgium, because people were asking about Belgium, and I got like they're surrendering, like they surrender. So I don't know what's happening, what that's about. There's the Catholic Church. Okay, so even with that Saturn going into Pisces, there's going to be things about religion coming up too. And I feel like that we see a glimpse of the bad side of the Catholic Church. I did see it being squashed, or like it being stepped on. So whether there's going to be exposure there for that, or something going on with the Catholic Church. I've got the Pope is losing popularity amongst people who follow that religion. I got earthquake, or there's trembling. I feel like Europe, but there's also I feel like in America, there's some where I feel like maybe it was a Golden Gate Bridge, or where there's a bridge. I feel like there's something about an earthquake there happening, but I can see this bridge like shaking. Mental health getting worse. So even in Australia, I feel like our Prime Minister, his approval rating, it will go down. For the New South Wales, we've got living in New South Wales here in Sydney. I do feel like possibly there's a big chance that Labor could win that election. It's hard. I'll try and do more, come up closer up to it, but at this point, I don't have. I mean, I haven't been right in some of the elections, but I just feel like there's something else going on, and it could be the Pluto in Capricorn exposing the, election fraud, or things are being set up the way they are. So I just feel like that there could be more. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about the election coming up here in March for Sydney, New South Wales. Okay, yeah, push the button. So I feel like the World Economic Forum are pushing the button for the digital currency. Like they're going to start it as something up here. Jupiter's coming to Taurus, so it is about money. So I feel like they're going to start pushing that digital currency is going to come up this year. Got here like the world is just going to get like angry. And even in America, I feel like it's a melting. I just get this melting pot. Then things are going to start boiling over when we get to that June point. I feel like there could be like a stock crash, a market crash in April, but the stock market, I feel like it's just not. It's very erratic. But also digital currency, so like Bitcoin could do a bounce. I feel like it will have a bouncing back. And that's probably going to happen more when Saturn fully moves out of Aquarius, can bounce back. And with Jupiter going to Taurus too. And I can't hear about houses. People won't be able to afford to buy houses. I just feel like houses that it's losing money. And I feel like people won't be able to afford to buy a house. We're coming into more unaffordable things coming up too. I still feel like there could be like a shortages of more coming, where stock is just not being delivered on time or getting through. And I've got here like the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer. is what I've got coming up for this two coming up here. Flight paths will change. Just might be like May, April. I just got the when we're going on holidays or when they're going on a flight, that it's going to change from its directions and where it's going. The flight paths. I feel like Trump's popularity will grow more this year. I feel like the poverty in America is going to get worse. It's going to be a year of reflection and planning is what I feel like. China will try to push its BRIC, and this could be around May or June. So with that BRIC thing that it's in with India and there's other countries too in that, it may try and push that because there could be, we even could have a new world currency coming in with this Jupiter into Taurus. I feel like there's some new gem, like new gemstone in Africa, something new that's gonna be found. I feel like we're in Africa, some new discovery, like some gem. I got Biden's health decline. I always feel like it's his heart. I mean, not doctor, but I always feel like with him it's his heart. Okay, I feel like they've got Ukraine, their president Ukraine. I feel like he will show another side of him. There's another side that's going to come out that we won't like. I've got June, is more war in June. Harry and Meghan, I've got a tug of war between each other. And I feel like they're going to lose more popularity as well. Like she's really trying to gain hunger for what's coming in as more popularity, like losing more popularity. Now with Charles, he will have his coronation this year. And I think that's when Jupiter will be in his 10th house. But I don't see him actually being king for long. I always got 2 years and then stepping down and William taking over. I see him more stepping down than passing away. But I just feel like there's rotten tomatoes being thrown at him. I always see rotten tomatoes, and I know people have been throwing eggs at him, but I feel like it's something about rotten tomatoes being thrown. And then when William comes in, I just feel people cheering. Okay, so when I look quickly at charts as well, I also feel like Taylor Swift is going to win an award, like a Grammy. I feel like she's going to win something. Okay, yeah, so with Joe Biden, he's got Jupiter coming over his moon, which is going to help him feel better. And it also could be a new positive in the home with that. And then Jupiter's also in his 5th house, which is good for relationships. So, but he's got Uranus in his 6th house, which can be unexpected health issues. In his 4th house, he does have Neptune and Chiron in the 4th. So that's a bit of, that's dissolve and it's pain in the home and family. So, I just feel like people are going to want you to feel sorry for him. It's going to be trying like feeling sorry for him, but it's like too little too late almost with him. He's really, I feel like he feels like he's being misunderstood, but at the same time his mind's just not there. But it's something about China with him, something about China. I see China pushing a button that's to do with him. Okay, Britney Spears. I see her having a new record deal or a new album potentially coming out. She does have Jupiter in the 7th, so it's good for relationships. But when it's had there, she got married this in 22. It's going to be there till May, and then it's going to be in the 8th, which is money. So I do feel like there's a record deal or more money coming in for her. She will have Uranus over her Chiron in the 8th at the same time. That can be unexpected pain. But I also feel like with her too, that there could be one more child to come, could be one more, potentially, child maybe coming in for her as well. Donald Trump, as I said, I feel like his popularity is going to get bigger and bigger. He's going to have Jupiter in the 8th till April, that's money. And that's going to go in the 9th, which is travel and also study. But I feel like with him, his popularity will grow. And then 2024, Jupiter will be in the 10th house. Which is why I say he could win the next election with Jupiter there. But I just feel like he brushes anything that comes his way, he just brushes it off. Okay, we've got Harry and Meghan. Harry, he has Uranus over the moon this year, which is going to be unexpected over the home and family, all over the home. He's got Jupiter in the 2nd, so it's earning money. That's why they got the Netflix deal. So they've got the book deal going, so it's earned money. But then also, so 2024, it's gonna go into the 3rd house. It'll be up to April. Jupiter in the 3rd, so he will get along better with, or there'll be a ties or some sort of I guess, getting along with his brother better. So they will get along better this year. So something will happen. They will sort of mend ties this year to see what happens in the future. But when Jupiter goes into his third house, the house of siblings, he will mend ties with William. But he's also got Saturn in the second, going to come in there this year with that Saturn moving into his second house. With also he's got the Neptune and Chiron. So he's going to have money problems. He's already having there. He's had a bit of luck there with Jupiter coming in, but there's money issues with him. So why they're doing all the Netflix deals and the other book deals? Because they need to make money. But on a good note, he will make amends with William. I've always seen a 5 when Harry and Meghan got married. I always saw 5, and I know 5 years is 23. So I don't feel like their relationship's going to be together. Like, I see her trying to pull the strings, but she's like, she has a need and she has a hunger and a need for attention and to being manipulated and getting what she can get, the power that she wants. She's like a Leo, so it is about her. As Harry wants to pull back, I just feel like there is cracks behind the scenes. I said it's sort of a tug of war, but I do feel like Harry will mend more ties there with William. Meghan, she has Chiron in the 11th house, and she'll have Uranus over her Chiron, so she's also got unexpected pain coming up this year. She's got Pluto in the 7th. That's not good for the marriage. Pluto in the 7th. So Pluto is like the phoenix. It is something that destroys but brings back. So usually when Pluto is coming into that 7th house, usually means a relationship does end, but you get something else in return. Saturn in the 8th. So money problems for her as well coming in. But she's going to have Jupiter coming into her 10th. So that can be good for her career. So she may get more offers, she may get something else, and she'll take whatever she can get, because I said that there is, or at the same time, there is money issues with her in her chart too. That's what I see as well. So I will do a few cards. I just feel like this year there's going to be everything could be like spiritual manipulation at play coming up here too for people. And people are going to, especially when we get the taster of Pluto. I'm getting excited with Pluto in Aquarius. I am getting excited. I'm an Aquarian. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad when it eventually comes over my sun when I'm 60. Long way off from me yet. So it'll be around 20 years. Then in Aquarius. Okay, let's have a look here. The year ahead. 2023 with some cards. I feel like this war thing, I keep on getting this war. I feel like we're being set up. I feel like everything that's been happening is a big setup. And this could be the Pluto in Capricorn that we're seeing, and it's getting to the end. So we're going to see what happens with this empire of Pluto being in Capricorn. But it's like the same time this year, we're moving forward. We can't go back. We have to just go forward. There will be I do feel like money will be becoming a big part of 2023, about how we spend our money, but I keep on seeing China. There will be a big tug of war that is going to happen, and it's like people are going to wait for this big boom to come, this big financial boom, or people are planting the seeds for some sort of like financial things to start stabilizing around the world. And I feel like there's going to be some blame game happening, or people uprising about what you promised us, or things that are coming in. We are coming into a big ending here. There is the Death card, a big change that's coming out here. Let me see that. So I feel like that's about moving on, where we are changing contracts coming out to. Okay, all right, with the cards, what we got, we're going through a big change in society as people. We're definitely going for a big change here. We're trying to pass the lantern, or we're trying to moving on to something else. But people, I feel like people with poverty, I don't know, poverty is going to grow up at the same time that Jupiter is going to help money. It's something about money, but I feel like that could be about the digital stuff coming in here. But at the same time, there is something an ending here. We're going through like a big ending because we've got people leaving. So there's some sort of ending. And I feel like that could be even to do with religion. People might be turning away from religion, especially that Saturn coming into Pisces, and it gets stronger as it gets to the end, as we've been seeing with the end part of in Aquarius too. So there could be some sort of big thing for spiritual, for thing, but it's also thinking about contracts or about binding contracts coming in for this year too. It's a year I feel like we won't forget about it. Their mental health is going to get worse this year, but it's like people who are strong, and who are fast paced are going to do better than people who get worried, or they can't move, or they're not motivated, they procrastinate, are gonna struggle more this year, is what I feel that's going to come about. But I do feel like there's going to be a thing of like something annoying that people, it could be COVID, but I feel like it will just ignore and people want to move on to something else. But I do feel like also they might try and threaten people or threaten with something, but people are going to be like not listen to it and want to do their own thing. So that's what I feel like coming up for 2023. I'll probably do more smaller videos throughout the year on different things that I can see, and follow up on what I've said about different countries too, and try and get more of them out as well when I can. And I also try and do a video answering your questions from previous videos as well too. So happy new year. Thank you for your likes, shares, and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So I want to do a channel. I'll do a quick channel too for you, and I'll wrap it up. Okay, so 2023 is going to be very spiritual year for all of you. You'll all look for guidance and look for where you want to go. Spiritually, you're all going to be content but uncontent when you realize that the book of lies have been opened up, where the lies that you've been reading have been exposed. The war will come into full play around June, May next year. It's going to be a war of words, but also a war of tools. For different tools will be used. War now will be different war many years ago. And you'll all have seen it coming, and you'll all be wondering what's going on. For they'll play havoc on your minds, and there'll be havoc around the world. But at the same time, this is about going forward and moving forward for 2024 and 2025. Okay, thank you for your likes, shares, and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.